Hello everyone, Violet here, and we have a mega video for you here today because we're going to be doing 2 readings for this whole next moon cycle. We're going to look at the new moon and kind of look at the energy building up, look at the full moon, so then look at the culmination, and then, the sort of releasing energy after that. And I have so many decks here ready to go because it is so much like energy that we are looking at. So I'm so excited to share these readings with you. I have a bunch of oracle decks, as you can see, and then I'm going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot as just some clarification cards as needed. And both of these readings, the new moon and the full moon reading, will be available for you on stream. If you want to get a reading just for you, look out for the special streams, the lunar seasonal streams, because we'll have, for each new moon and full moon, we'll have one on YouTube and one on Twitch. And what I will say is that today we're going to kind of pick and choose which one of these cards, as we pull them, we read out of the, the guidebook and get the full message of the card. I might condense this a little bit and mostly go off of intuition with the cards. But if you get this reading for yourself, we'll look at intuition and we'll look at the guidebook as needed too. So the individual readings will be a little bit longer than what these collective readings are going to be like, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So we're going to start here. Okay, let's separate this out. We're going to start here with the upcoming Pisces new moon. And this is also in Aquarius in Vedic astrology, which is an air sign, but it carries this water energy too. So I went ahead and pulled off, out of my off my shelf, all of the water specific oracle decks that I have. I've got Oracle of the Mermaids, I have the Healing Waters Oracle, and the Sacred Sea Oracle. And I was thinking about making this spread where it's sort of like the tides of the ocean, tides coming in and tides coming out. And what pulls that? Well, it's the moon. So we're gonna get messages from the moon as well as sort of like the catalyst or the cause of something, of a certain wave in your life. So we'll look at, an oncoming wave and perhaps a releasing wave, and look at both of those. So let's get started. I'm going to light this candle and we're going to get some new moon messages to begin with. Okay, so we have our spreads. So first let's look at this wave coming in, especially because it is the new moon and we're thinking about, things coming in and perhaps what we're gonna do with it, which I'm seeing this as being as this is the input, this is the output. So tide coming in, tide coming out. So they both really still align underneath this new moon kind of energy because we're taking something, we're alchemizing it, and we're putting it out there. So to begin with, our inputs are, here's the train welcoming the beginning of this of the reading. We've got divination, and it says prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. We have the manta ray mother with compassionate kindness, and the well maidens with kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. So interestingly enough, we've got compassion here twice and kindness here twice as well. This is literally compassionate kindness and then kindness and compassion. And so just automatically looking at this, I feel like some of our input is coming from connection, especially this sort of divine feminine, soft, receptive connection with the well maidens, compassionate kindness, the mother, the manta ray mother. And then divination also has this feeling, it feels to me like we're being told that there are messages that we are receiving from trusted people. It's not just trusted though, it's all it's like there's something about their energy that's very compatible with ours. So it might even be connections that you don't know very well. But the point is there's a reason why their input, their the message that you seem to receive from them, or something that comes to you because of this person as a catalyst. Oh, and we'll look at the catalyst in a second. It's because there's something about them that is in alignment with you, and it feels like in a very positive way. So these are types of inputs and messages that feel very kind, that feel very forgiving, that feel very nurturing, that feel very comforting. So we're looking at soft energy here, but I think we're going to do something very powerful with it. This idea that came to mind too is this idea of creating space. There's something about space opening up and being created here. I see this sort of like this opening in this card where, yeah, there's something womb-like about it, where it's like, here's the space, here's this opening, here there's something possible to create, but it's kind of in that state where first it's just simply the opening, the ability to be receptive to it. And it feels like it's connected to connections. It's connected to connections, you know? So we have here the super moon with attraction. Yeah, how can you see it without all the, look, there's my camera. Oh my gosh, this is such a reflective card, isn't it? So we have the super moon. So this is interesting too, because it does feel like this person, or this connection, or this message, there's something that feels very like magnetic, or like big about it. There's something that's like very, like, it pulls you. It almost feels like maybe someone you've been pulled towards, and then you get this feeling from them, and it sort of sets you in a direction. So this idea of attraction, that's where I'm getting this thought of magnetism, but also, once again, it's like that attraction of like, there's something about the nature of this connection where it aligns so perfectly with your energy. Like, both energies align. They almost like fill each other's empty spaces. That makes a possible platform for a message to come through. I hope that that's making sense. But it feels like receiving, and it doesn't, I keep using the word message, but it feels a bit less, it's not as rigid as like a language, like, yes, this person said this thing to me and I'm going to do it. That could be how it arrives, but this feels, since it's like soft, feminine, receptive, intuitive energy, that it feels like it might actually come more so as a feeling. It might come more so as like a vision, inspiration. Once again, it's kind of like, oh, there's space here open for me to do something. And it's because this person has sent this kindness, this compassionate warmth towards me that makes me feel like, oh, I can like open up my heart and begin to let this thing bloom. Okay, so let's look at the next cards here. And let's pull one tarot first though. Let's pull one tarot first. So these are for clarification for these readings. And let's see, could we get any sort of clarification, maybe anything that, people want to know specifically, since this is a collective reading? Let's get some specifics of how this energy might be showing itself to different people in our community. Okay. So, we have the sun. Hey! And look, there's like a circle of people dancing. Oh, and one person's pregnant. Yeah. Okay, so it feels like for some people this could be connected to community. And once again, it's people who make you feel warm, who make you feel positive. There goes that train again. People that give you energy. There we go. The energy of that train rushing by, like energy to where you're like, yes, I can go towards this, but it's not like I'm pushing myself. It's like I'm dancing. You know what I mean? Gosh. And I feel too, like, again, with attraction, this idea of the sunflowers, they turn their heads and it's a soft sort of pull, and it's incredible to see when you see a field of sunflowers. They turn their heads towards the sun. They can feel it, and they're attracted to it, and they turn their heads towards it. So notice something that's pulling your attention in a healthy way. Something or someone or some connections that are pulling your attention in a healthy way, warming you up, making you feel like things are possible, making you feel like you can open up and express yourself, just like the face of the sunflower, you know? Okay, let me see if there's anything else. Any other specifics for the community? Okay. Two of Pentacles. So this is also about bringing something back into balance. So I'm getting the sense that there might be some people here who've experienced a different type of connection recently. Maybe it comes to mind something that's harsher, something that's more critical. And this is like a rebalancing of that. That's what I'm feeling. And again, for others too, it's like someone or, you know, the type of message that makes you feel grounded, that makes you feel balanced. But specifically, it feels to me like there are some people where this is like a bringing back into balance, like maybe a making up for kind of a past experience that wasn't so positive, I wonder. Okay, let's do three. Let's do three for each. Any other specifics for the community? And the Knight of Wands. Hey, there's that energy. There's that forward going energy. So it's also a message of encouragement, like keep going. I wonder if these are people who are like cheering you on. This is a connection or, you know, a community, multiple connections that are like, we're ready to cheer you on your accomplishments and kind of watch you go, not make you do it our way or like attach ourselves to your project. No, it feels like a blessing of the direction that you are going. And maybe that's the message you receive too. It's like a blessing in this direction. So that also really makes me feel like this is about creativity. And we're about to get into this because this is the output that comes from this. The output, which the moon, the cause of it is beauty. And this made me think of art and inspiration, also like receiving inspiration from nature, from your surroundings, from other people that maybe you admire, and then doing something with it, creating something with it, and yeah, beauty. It just really made me think about something like adding something to the world that makes it more lovely. But this isn't something trivial or something superficial, because our cards here are wave of power. It says a surge of power, upswing in energy, exhilarating movement. And it's interesting that we come from this very like soft energy, and yet that's what like creates the ability for a spark of energy and movement forward, because it isn't like it being dictated to by harsh energy, or like the motivation to prove something or someone wrong that's motivating us. This is different. This is like imagine children in a nurturing environment where there's so much available to them, and there's this sort of just soft openness that is available to them, and then they just like get to play and create and feel safe and just like go. We also have the lobster spirit with grounded enlightenment. So enlightenment, it feels like that surge of idea, you know, or a surge of realization. You're like, I want to do something with it. And then the groundedness is literally like bringing it down and making something. So it feels like making something with your hands, adding something to the world, creating something. The rainbow, sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. So again, it's like, it makes me think of a rainbow of colors. It makes me think of like, this also has a feeling too, like if you're, you know, I just was talking about literally like making things with your hands and creating something. If you're like, oh, actually, wait a second, I was thinking of creating something digitally or content wise, or, you know, something using like technology, this feels a bit more like that. So I think that is included. Like if you're thinking that, this is included in that, or like writing or music or something that's a bit more ethereal, like less less tangible. And new beginnings. It feels like a surge of a new idea. It could be a part of a chain of creations that you've been doing, but it just feels like this moon cycle is opening up the space for this to come forth, which makes sense. We've been talking about it a lot. We're in springtime, we're in between Imbolc, the seeds of an idea, and Ostara, the kind of like blossoming of a new beginning. So it is the perfect time, especially, I guess not everyone's in spring. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this like totally aligns with all of that. So, okay, so let's pull our tarot for this. Let's pull some clarifications, because again, this is going to mean something different for different people. Okay, can we make this a bit more specific to our community? Oh wow, we've got justice. That's interesting, because I was feeling like, oh, you know what? Actually, this is very much connected to this Two of Pentacles, this rebalancing energy, where it's like, in the past, I did not have the safe space to do this, or I was being talked down to, or I was being manipulated in some way. That came to mind. Or like someone betrayed me, someone I thought, I could trust. This time it's different. This time we're having a rebalancing. This time I'm more aware of people that I trust around me, and or sources that I trust. Once again, it might not be people it might be sources of inspiration. Like, all right, I'm more aware of sources of inspiration that I trust. So yeah, this feels like that rebalancing here. Okay, anything else to make this more specific? So, one thing I'll say, because now this is in the output spot, that it's not just the space to do it, it's also what it is you're doing. Maybe you are, in a way, rebalancing something in your life from the past. That is what you're creating. And guess what? In doing that, you are rebalancing for the collective as well. That's so powerful. That's important work. All right, our next card is the Empress. What? It's all so connected. Of course it is. But this is beautiful because, yeah, once again, we're like connecting to beauty. We're connecting to this nurturing, this feminine, this receptive energy. But what is it? It's able to groundedly create something new, birth something new. So, I mean, yeah, I'm almost feeling like it's funny because I'm pulling these out to make them more specific. It feels like it's just reiterating and like affirming and showing us, yes, like you're on the right track. This is what we're talking about. All right. And anything else? Any other messages for the community about this? The world! Sharing it! Look at her releasing her hat out into the world. Perhaps it'll catch a wave in the ocean and go somewhere. Share what you're doing, share what you're doing, even in a small way, a small gesture. Once again, it's like with people who celebrate you, maybe share it with them first. The world also feels like completing it. And I wonder if this is something there's an aspect of this to complete within this moon cycle so that you have something to hold. Again, it's like that feeling of like, maybe that's what I meant by like you make something with your hands. It doesn't necessarily have to be from your hands, but it's kind of like this idea of like, I've made something and I can hold on to that. Like, oh, look, I've made this. So yeah, again, it doesn't have to be physical. It's just more so the idea that there's an aspect of this that's complete. There's something that you can show for yourself and share, and that's going to be more motivating going forward. Okay, beautiful. So let's see so this is going to build up. Let's see how this energy builds up and releases with our full moon reading, which is going to be the Crow or Worm moon. And I'll just move these to the side so I can show you what decks we're using. So this is in Libra in tropical astrology, and we have, the full moon in March is called the Crow moon, or it's called the Worm moon. So in Libra, we've got the air energy, we have the crow, and gosh, how how beautifully does that connect to like some of these cards here? Wow, Libra energy. Yes, we're moving towards that. That's the culmination. And so we're going to pull from this deck, and then beneath it, we're going to have the air up here, and we're going to have the earth down here, because in sidereal, this moon is in Virgo. So we're going to connect to that earthy energy, that worm energy, air and earth together. So yeah, we're using the Sacred Earth Oracle for that. So we're going to do a similar kind of a spread with 3 and 3. And don't forget, if you get this for yourself, it'll be a bit more extended because we'll look into the booklets of the Oracle card and stuff like that. Maybe we'll do that more on this one. Well, I'll just kind of see what cards are calling to us. But yeah, we're kind of putting 2 different readings together into one. But it just felt like the right month to see how the energy flows. Because this is leading in. I do want to say this. This cycle, this moon cycle, is leading into a pretty significant solar eclipse. It's one that I've been waiting for, gosh, has it been almost 7 years since the last total solar eclipse that crossed the US? And it feels very significant to me, and it's something that I've actually been kind of apprehensive about. So I'm very curious how this is going to be, because this reading for the collective is going to be ending basically, and the next new moon will be the next start after this. So this is the energy kind of going into that. So that'll be the new moon solar eclipse coming up. Oh my gosh, the one in April. Yeah. All right, so doesn't like the art and all of these cards like go so well together, these 2 decks? Oh my goodness. So yeah, once again, this is the crow moon or the worm moon, and we're kind of looking at them both together, and we're looking at that air meeting earth energy too. So I'm going to read these cards in relationship to each other, kind of like the one on top and the one on bottom. So we're going to start with this bird message with the magpie, and it is connected to this card of friction. So what I think I'm going to do actually is read the bird messages, and then we'll connect it to the earth. Where did I put that? There it is. The booklet. All right. So number 21 is magpie, and it says, I am magpie. I'll show it to you as I read to you. I am magpie, the grand master of complexity. I am dabbler, thief, and magician. I am the great illusion, reflecting multiplicity of experience. Things may not be what they seem, but they could be better than you've ever imagined. There may be tricks about, but you need to stay one bold step ahead. I'm here to discern your true colors and coax them out into the light. What bold ideas are you hoarding in the safety of your nest? Hey, remember that new moon message we just got? And it's basically like, share that with others. All right. What precious gems lay hidden beneath the trash heap of wasted time and squandered resources? I'm here to unearth the treasure. Ooh, there's the worm. Unearthing the worm, friction. It does feel like by doing that there is some like resistance to it. There's fear for sure that comes up. What bold new colors reveal themselves? What shadows are creeping up from behind? What conversation are you avoiding with your own internal chatter? It is time to shed the safety net and go for the most dazzling jewels of your experience. You have caught my attention. You have raised the stakes. You are shining in the light. You are magpie. So a few things I'm thinking of here too is that I feel like at the time of this full moon, there might be kind of light shone on a lot of conflict and areas of tension and friction and things coming up against each other. And in the sort of friction, imagine like friction creating like static electricity. But it's kind of like this energy that isn't quite like used for a purpose. It's kind of just like scattered energy. And that's what this feeling of magpie is, where it can also create a sort of illusion. And so this is about cracking through the illusion and grounding yourself in truth. So that's a very interesting message. So I feel like this message kind of came with two parts, where it was like how it related to that new moon message, and then also this message of this sort of like this friction, this illusion, and this kind of cracking through the middle and grounding yourself in truth. That's what it feels like. So maybe this will make more sense around the time of the full moon. We will see. But I want to pull a clarification card and just see, you know, is there anything we're missing with how these relate to each other, or anything specific to our community that would be helpful to hear. Okay, let's see what we get. Death. Interesting. You know what? I feel like this full moon, because full moon energy is really intense, you know, but I feel like it's actually, it's shining a light on something that has to go. And especially as, you know, this is the time when things are being released before this crazy solar eclipse that's coming up. So know that whatever this is, this kind of tension, and you might experience it in your life too as kind of confusion and conflict, know that if you're grounding yourself in truth, you might actually see like the reason why this is happening is so that something has to go. Something has to be released. Something has to, I'm thinking back to that static electricity, like almost like you ground and you deposit that. You, what's it called when you like, I don't know, ground, like you touch something and you kind of like release that static electricity, but it can pop and it can kind of like hurt for a second. That's a bit how that energy is feeling. Very interesting. But we have this very hopeful message of Dove, which we will listen to, with connection. Hey, I feel like those people or those, you know, resources or those connections that we were talking about before, like they're still at play here. Lean on those people, it feels like. Okay, let's get our message from the Dove. It is number 8. I am Dove, the peace of alignment. I am feminine. I am sensitive to my surroundings. I am the nourishment of the earth and the gentleness of her instinct. How connected is this to basically the first line in our new moon reading? I feel like it's so connected. I am the calm after the storm. Beautiful. So whatever this is, know that there's calm after it. Yes. I am hope and harvest. I am the embellishment of a harmony and the sacrifice necessary to nurture what has been created. You are at peace now, brimming with compassion. Compassion again. You are in love with life. So I feel like, I wonder if there's something about this experience, and I feel like it's around the full moon, that could potentially put you into sort of a survival sort of feeling, you know, when it's like, it kind of triggers something within you. And this is basically saying, no, like you don't have to get into the state where you're just kind of focused on like yourself. No, lean on love, lean on those that you do connect with, lean on what's directly in front of you versus like something you may be concerned about that's in, you know, in the distance. That's how that's feeling. I am the enjoyment of family connection. I am the safety of a united community. This is not the time to fly solo, but to seek kindred spirits. Oh, and there are connections that you already like, you feel that connection to community or people or whatever it is from the new moon. Yes. I am the gathering of like minds. I am the coven. I am the serenity of kin. I am group mind and structure. Merge your energies with others and watch what unfolds. There is great power in collaboration. There is profound wisdom within the whole. You are engaging in life. You are embracing peace. You are aligning with others. You are Dove. And I feel like the Dove too, there's this just like very hopeful promise with the Dove as well. There's something about survival with the Dove. Anyway, connection. What a beautiful card to get with this. Ground it out into your connections. Feel that peace and ground it into your connections. That's the air to the earth. The peace of mind, breath, calm, and then experience it through your love and your connections with others in community. Okay, so this is interesting because I feel, and look at this heat, I feel like this, if we're looking at this as like the full moon going into the waning moon here, then this would be the closest to this upcoming solar eclipse, which we have the Falcon and we have heat. All right, so number 11, Falcon. Oh wait, I totally forgot. Before we read 11, Falcon, let's get our clarifying message. Okay, I have it turned to the right page. All right, so what is our clarifying message for the community or anything we may have missed with this dove connection message? Two of Pentacles. That's literally from before. Rebalancing, grounding, rebalancing. Interesting. Oh, that's so funny. We pulled that before. I suppose that's really relevant. I'm trying to remember exactly which card we pulled it with. I suppose you could rewind the video and see, but it was definitely in the first row, the one that had that very nurturing, very feminine type of energy. So it feels, once again, it's like, look to community and connections that make you feel safe, balanced, grounded, that, you know, if there is something coming up that's triggering either in the world or in your life, this is like, this is something that balances that out and grounds that out. So yeah, it feels like another affirmation here, and it connects it back. So feel free, if you need to rewind and look at that message from before. I think this is all sort of threaded together. Okay, so I'm really excited to read this Falcon, so let's do it. I am Falcon, the swiftness of change. Oh my, yeah, I mean, eclipses are, right? And I'm pretty sure, wait, let me check, 'cause I think that one of these was an eclipse as well. Am I wrong about that? I've got the moon calendar here. Yeah, oh, this full moon is a lunar eclipse, and then the next one is the solar eclipse. Oh my gosh. All right, we're in that. So this is the window of change. I got that lunar eclipse and then the solar eclipse. Oh, wow, that makes so much sense. So we got the sun meeting the moon energy as well, which makes sense with this heat. Okay, so I am Falcon, the swiftness of change. I am the sun god and solar emblem, the renewal of fortitude. I am victory rising. I am the hunter. Faster than anyone, I harness the power of quick action. Every flit of a feather alters the world somehow, so waste no opportunity. So it's kind of like, all right, become clear on what's happening, lean in and connect to your community, and then take the actions you feel you need to take. I kind of am feeling like this message might, I don't know. It feels almost like it's going in a different direction than the new moon one, but maybe the new moon is still sort of the basis of this. We'll have to circle back at the end and see. Okay. I am conquest, I am prophecy. I will lead you to your purpose. You have made great strides already, but I am here to take you further. I've given you the visions you have asked for, but you have yet to take flight. Take heed of the currents and dive in. Find your target and take uncompromising aim. You know what? It is connected to that first message. Because do you remember that Knight of Wands? The Knight of Wands was headed towards this. So, yeah. Okay. Whatever the first step was in, you know, whatever it is you're inspired to create, that's just, again, it's just the first step. And this is like, the energy is multiplying. That's what this feels like to me. I'm the arrow that hits its mark and will steer you ahead if you allow it. Get away from the scenic route. Plot your steps quickly. Many great things lie ahead. So again, very hopeful messages. You are forging ahead. You've spotted the prize. You are triumphant. you are Falcon. And there's something that feels very like individual about this. Maybe it's kind of like zooming in towards, you know, I guess it would already be now like Aries season, right? So this is connected to the sun as well. So there's something individual. It's like, yes, you have your community and your basis and that sort of nurturing, beautiful energy, but then you zoom forward with your specific, your mission, your inspiration, you know, your individual self and your uniqueness. So yeah, that feels very important to say. All right. Whoa, what an ending. Let's see if we have any more clarification, any more messages with it. Four of Pentacles, how interesting. I feel like this is, I could see this a few different ways. I think it depends what this inspiration is. Because it could be using that energy for preparing and storing some of your energy or kind of like making things ahead of time. It's kind of a feeling I'm getting. Or this could be pointing to something that you've held on to and you've tried to keep safe or keep locked away or keep hidden. And this is about letting it burst forth and showing it and kind of leaving the safety zone. Because guess what? The energy around you is safety in your nurturing connections. So if you think of that as that's the energy around you, then maybe this earth energy is, because think about it here too. It's like this is the earth card, right? And it's got heat. It's like there's this pressure and it wants to burst out. That's how that feels. I hope this is making sense. I feel like I kind of felt like these were two readings kind of like layered on top of each other. So let me know what resonated with you. I would love to hear. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.